2.9, we are going to evaluate and we're going to graph absolute values today. So let's start with the evaluate piece. We are really essentially just plugging stuff in and seeing what we get out. So just very basic math. So what I want to remind everyone is this is written as f of x. So really these numbers are just in the place of x, and that's where you're filling them into the equation. So if I write it out, I'd have the absolute value of 4 times 3 minus 3 plus 6. So we have 4 times 3, which gives us 12, 12 minus 3, which is 9. The absolute value of 9 is 9, because it's, again, 9 spaces from 0. 9 plus 6 is going to give you 15. Okay? Plugging in our next one, we'd have the absolute value of 4 times negative 2 minus 3, close our absolute value, plus 6. All right, so if we look in here, that would give us negative 8. Negative 8 minus 3 more gives me negative 11. The absolute value of negative 11 is 11. 11 spaces from 0. 11 plus 6 is going to give me 17. All right, and our last one, we have 4 times 0 minus 3. All of that's an absolute value, plus 6. All right, so this is going to just give me 0. 0 minus 3 is just going to give me negative 3. Absolute value of negative 3 is 3. 3 plus 6 is going to give me 9. All right, now when we are graphing our absolute value functions, what we want to think about is making sure that we are comfortable using our graphing calculator for this. So we have our basic one right here of just f of x is equal to, and that should have absolute value bars on it, so the absolute value of x. Then we have on here the absolute value of x plus 4, and then we also have the absolute value, 3 times the absolute value of x minus 5. And so we're going to graph these three things. But what I want to remind you of is you should be using your graphing calculator, or if you haven't purchased your graphing calculator yet, you can use your Desmo graphing calculator that's online, and all of those links are right in our Canvas page. So let's go ahead and practice graphing these three. All right, so graphing our first one, we want the absolute value of x. Now remember that that absolute value button is located in your math. So first thing you need to do is go up to your y equals on your graphing calculator, and we'll go there and then press your math button. Okay, once you're in the math there, you're going to want to go over to where it says number. Okay, and then the one you're looking for in that list, which is first on there, is ABS. Okay, so once we put that on our graphing calculator, some graphing calculators do ABS and then put a set of parentheses, and that's them representing the absolute value bars. On the newer, fancier calculators, it just automatically puts those absolute value bars. So now we can just put x in there, and remember that x, that variable, is located right up at the top of your graphing calculator near that green alpha button. Okay. Scroll down to the next one, and then again you want to be typing these in, so we'll go math, absolute value under our numbers, and we'll have x plus 4 in that one. And then our last one, we'd have 3, and then go ahead and put your absolute value bars, put your x, get outside your absolute value bars, and then minus 5. All right, and we want to press graph. So I'm going to do this first one just in red. That's just like our parent function. And what you'll notice is it starts here at 0, 0. And what this should make sense to you is the absolute value of 1 is 1. The absolute value of 2 is 2, and so forth. So that first one that we're graphing, again, sort of our original, or better known in the math world, is your parent function. There you go. Okay. Now, our next one, when it says x plus 4 in here, when you have numbers inside your absolute value bar, that means it's shifting to the left or the right, and it actually is the opposite of what you think. So since it's plus 4, a lot of people think, oh, it's going to the right, but it's the opposite. So we're going to go to the left. We're going to take that starting point at 0, 0 and move it 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. That's the only change in this equation compared to the first one, so the shape still remains the same. And if you're using your graphing calculator, you can see all those points on there too, so that you know I'm not lying to you. All right, now our last one has a couple of things on there. This first part, this minus 5, tells me it moves down 5. It's on the outside, so that means vertical change. And this 3 tells me it's stretching, so it's going to be like a little skinnier than our normal ones. Okay, now again, you're welcome to use your graphing calculator on here, and you can look at that and press your table feature and see all that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's my starting point. And then I'm going to go over 1, but up 3. Again, you don't have to memorize this part, but what you can do is use your table feature on your graphing calculator. There we go.